Hello again, my friends, all over the world, wherever you are. William Poloniak here again from Whole Health Foundation. And today I'm going to make a special juice formula designed for spine and back health. Let me show you my ingredients. I have a lot of cucumber. I have a couple of onions from my organic garden. Red and purple bell peppers and beet tops, and over here I'm cleaning in my ultrasonic cleaner some beets and carrots. So those are my ingredients. In addition to my ingredients, I'm going to put in a whole head of garlic, 100 grams of turmeric, and 100 grams of ginger. And that's my special formula for spine and back health. Let's make some juice. First thing I'm going to do is juice my greens, starting with the beet tops. But before I do that, I'm going to put in 3 ice cubes and plug in my thermometer because I don't want my temperature to go over 20 degrees Celsius. Tops first. Remember, use 2 hands whenever necessary. Use 2 hands whenever possible. More beet tops. Next I'm going to do my onions. Tops and all. Now I want to point out that onions have sulfur, which is very, very good for cleansing the body. And because beet tops are very fibrous, you want to clean your grid frequently. And I want to remind you to scrape off the greens, not slice, because you don't want to accidentally hit your finger, so you're going to scrape it off, and then we'll continue. And I'll start next with the red and purple peppers. But let's cut this into a manageable size so we can fit it in the feed tube. I could call this a rainbow juice because of all these different colors. Next I'm going to put in some cucumbers. Cucumbers are very good for the hair, the skin, and the nails, and a good diuretic. Turmeric. Turmeric is very anti-inflammatory. The next I'll do the beets. The rest of the turmeric and the garlic. Alright, I've done all of my greens and I've done halfway through my carrots, so I'll continue with my carrots. Then we're going to mix this up and then make some juice. 33 degrees, so I'm going to put some ice cubes through. Okay, that's all of my carrots, so I'm going to pull out my thermometer, clean the grid, clean the feed tube, and then we'll mix the produce and make some juice. Alright, I'm going to demonstrate my 6-cloth method. the spent pulp is going to go on top. 2 new sets of cloths are going to go inside. Make sure the tray's on securely, centered left to right, front to back, all the way back, and back it off a little bit. Now instead of throwing this pulp away, we're going to put new pulp on top of the old pulp. 2 heaping spoonsful in the beginning, maybe 1 heaping spoonful later as this patty gets thicker. Notice we're puddling in here, so we're going to have to carefully pour that into the bowl. And let's get this next cloth going. Advance that all the way when you're down to your last cloth. Nice tight package, the tighter the better. So my 6 cloth method, this goes forward, this goes over. The spent cloths go on top, and a new set goes inside. All the way back, back it off. And because this is puddling, we're going to pour that as carefully as we can into this bowl. Try not to get any spillage. And then continue. Alright, I'm going to pour my full bowl into the bottles, but I want to remind you not to put the tray back a little, but a lot, because you don't want this to drip on your countertop. So I will fill my bottles. Alright, I'm down to the last of my pulp, and I'm using a spatula to get every speck of pulp out. And when I'm done, I'm going to repackage the spent pulp to show you how you can get over 10% more juice from a Whole Health Foundation premium model juicer. And incidentally, you can upgrade any Norwalk juicer with the premium parts. Just contact me if you're interested. So I'm going to repackage this pulp and then squeeze it and measure how much extra juice we get. What I'm going to do next with all this spent pulp, the juice is already been pressed out of this, is I'm going to form the pulp into tight, narrow balls, press it again, and measure it in a measuring beaker to see how much more juice we can get with a Whole Health Foundation premium model juicer. Generally, you get about 1 ounce or more juice per pound of produce. So I'm going to fold this into a tight, narrow package, thick, narrow package. And notice my folding technique. I'm folding it under so there's less slippage. And I'm going to set that aside and continue packaging these into a thick, narrow ball. And notice my folding technique. I'm folding in both directions, folding the cloth under, like so. And do that in both directions to make as tight a package as possible, folding the ends under so there's less chance of slippage. Alright, I've packaged the spent pulp into narrow, thick packages, and I'm going to see how much more juice we can get with the Whole Health Foundation premium model juicer. The premium model juicer has a solid bottom plate, a solid press plate, many other parts that are premium parts, and they all have a lifetime warranty. So we're going to turn that back and back it off because we don't want that to go up too fast. And then what we're going to do is measure in a measuring beaker to see how much extra juice we get. So once we get juice flowing, we're going to advance it a little bit, and a little bit more, and then all the way. So far we've got 3 ounces. And you can leave the press up for a minute or longer if you need to. And I want to remind you that your most precious nutrients are in the last 10% of your pressing. That's where all your trace nutrients are and all your trace minerals and enzymes are. 5 ounces from one set of prepackaged cloths. So let's put another set in there. And like I said, generally speaking, it's 1 or more ounces per pound of produce. All the way back it off a little bit. About 9+ ounces, but my beaker's getting full. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pour that into my container and then switch to the last 2 sets of repackaged cloths. And remember, this is pulp that's already been pressed out that most people would throw away. All the way back it off a little bit. And as soon as juice is flowing, I'm going to advance it a little bit more. And all the way. Another 3 ounces of juice. We'll put another cloth on top here. See if we can press out any more juice. Yeah, put another cloth here. Centered left to right, front to back. And remember, go up slowly at first, back it off a little bit. Ounces of juice, 8.5 ounces. And we'll advance that all the way. Another 9 ounces of juice, but my measuring container is too full. So you get the idea. I think we got more than 10% more juice this time. We'll pour this into my container, and then I'm going to put it into a bottle, and I think we have enough for a taste. From this batch, I've got 10 16-ounce bottles, plus an 11th bottle, and enough for a taste test. So let's top this off and then we'll taste it. Well, there you have 11 bottles of juice from this Spine Back Health formula, and I'm going to do a taste test. Very delicious. I can taste the onion and I can taste the garlic. Here's to your health, my friends, and if you'd like to call me, my phone number is 760-753-0321. My email address is developtrust@cox.net, and my webpage is wholehealthfound.com. Remember to swish your juice around in your mouth. You want to get saliva mixed with it for better absorption. Delicious. See you in the next video.